$107,000. Yep, that's how much this niche made me personally. And it was actually very simple. The website was only 3 pages. And today, I'm going to show you inside the niche and how everything works so that you can copy this method and get results. But first, a very important lesson about how to make money online. This is something most people never talk about. However, this is responsible for making me millions of dollars. Pay close attention. Over here, on one side, we have a guy searching the internet for various random things. Maybe a plumber in his area, why his faucet doesn't work, or perhaps a new morning routine so he can wake up earlier. We'll call this point A. Point A is not worth much money. In fact, most advertisers don't know how to take people from point A to point B. However, point B, in the niche we're looking at today, yep, the one that actually made me money, we are looking at an intro point, a point A with a value of $0.00, and a point B over here of over $8. And the secret to making money online is all about what takes someone from point A to point B. Because over here, they're not worth much money at all. Over here, they're worth a lot. Is this starting to make sense to you? If it does, let me know as a comment below. Because today, we are looking at point A, which is a near me term. Think restaurants near me, hotels near me, or even grocery stores near me. Yeah, you probably see lots of directory sites doing this every day. But what you might not have noticed is the fact that some of these sites are using the point A, point B method to make tons of money. I mean, think about it for a minute. If you could get all the people interested in point B type content, and you can find them on social media just browsing videos, well then, you just took people from point A to point B and made the clicks worth way more money. I do this all the time. And in today's niche, I'm going to show you exactly how it works. Not only that, but we're going to be using AI to make a no-code app, a tool, and a calculator for this website in the niche that actually made me money. We'll get into the details in just a minute. So if you're excited, smash a like button, because today I'm pulling back the curtain on my $107,000 niche. Oh yeah, and did I mention that some people in this niche are making way more than that each and every month? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this niche is a doozy. You could start small, you can go big, but no matter which way you go, this niche is chock full of profit. Come on, let's go to work. All right, let's get to it. This niche is one that I've been in personally several years ago, and I actually sold the website after it did really well. Full disclosure, I did pay for traffic on this website, but it was only like 3 to 5 cents per click. We were getting thousands and thousands of visitors a day, and I'm going to show you exactly how this works, because in the age of AI, this is actually an easier niche, and I think you can get free traffic in a very simple way. And I'm going to show you exactly how. I'm going to show you examples of sites that are doing it, the whole 9 yards. And as you can see here, there's an example of a map where we're going to be using map type stuff as well. This is actually really cool. It works like crazy. Now, before we get into this, I wanted to illustrate the point that I made earlier where we're looking at this here, and I want to screenshot this so you can see exactly how it works. Right here we are seeing, obviously the niche, if you haven't picked it yet, is gas prices. The niche of gas prices makes a lot of money. Here you can see that gas prices near me, it gets over 500,000 searches a month, and we can see that the average cost per click is like 0. What does that mean? That means if you search on Google for gas prices near me, you're going to see all these places, but you're not going to see advertisements. Now, what does it mean to see advertisements? Well, if I did refinance, you're going to see that, yeah, there's sponsored ad, sponsored ad, sponsored ad, then some overviews, and again at the bottom, you got some more ads. So what that means is advertisers are paying for this traffic. They are not paying for this traffic. This is how I was able to get traffic very cheap. This is how you're going to get cheap traffic and even free traffic. The key is being able to monetize it, which I'm going to show you how to do that in just a minute. Because over here, we have a keyword that is paying $8 in the same exact niche. I'm going to show you how this works. The key here is being able to take them from point A to point B in something that's related. Obviously, if they're looking for gas prices, I don't want to do like how to buy a puppy. That doesn't make any sense, right? What we want to do is we want to make something that fits along with what they're searching for and what is in their mind. So to give you an idea of how this works, we're going to take this traffic here that is $0.00. We are going to educate the market on this market here, or this niche here, keyword, that pays $8, all right? So all we have to do is bridge that gap. So if you're excited about this, type bridge the gap, because if we can take them from the 0 to the $8, then we can make the value of that traffic go up quite a bit. We're going to show you exactly how this works. You can see here, 800,000 searches a month, 2,500, 0, $60,000. All right, this is super important. This is the crux of how internet and affiliate marketing and business online works. What we're doing is we're taking people from just looking at stuff online, right here. He's looking at stuff online. Here's his screen, right? Maybe he's watching a video or something like that. All right. And we're taking him from there to the stuff that makes money. This is why TikTok and all these other companies make lots of money, because they understand how to do this. Now, with AI, this is going to get a lot bigger and a lot better. And I'm going to show you how this works in this niche, because if we can understand it, then everything is going to work out. Okay? Understanding this is absolutely key. Now, before we get into this training, I got to tell you at the get-go, while there are people in this niche making hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of dollars a month, and while I did make $107,000 with my website over the course of a couple of months, the vast majority of people trying to make money online make nothing. So don't expect to get rich overnight or anything like that. This is just an example showing you what's working and showing you some of the people that are doing this. As we can see here, gas prices is a very popular niche. A lot of people searching, millions and millions of visitors a month. And we can see that there's lots of sites that are actually doing really well. Here's an example, Gas Buddy, which is one of the biggest ones. They're doing over $1 million a month from what I can tell, and studies are showing that they have all kinds of things making money. Now, this is a big, robust site. It gets news attention. Is a huge one. But what this is showing is there's lots of money in this market. We can also see over here Travel Math, which is a website with tools just dedicated to like how much gas does it cost to drive to Tennessee or something like that. And it'll go through and have all different kinds of tools and things to help people get travel plans and budget for gas and things like that. You can see here like driving distance, driving time, halfway point between two cities calculator, all kinds of things like this that are actually very easy to make, right? If we were to go to ChatGPT, Google Gemini, or Bolt AI or anything like that, we can make these tools just like I made this gas finder web app that does a pretty good job. I mean, it goes through and I didn't really give it anything other than, hey, research gas prices and tell me what's going on. And it's funny because it actually does show the traffic, which I know there's traffic because Elena just got here and she sat in traffic. So the app is actually working, which is pretty cool. So you can see all kinds of things here that work really, really well. And if I wanted to go through and create one of these tools, I could just go to Gemini and type in, let's make this tool. And boom, it'll actually make the tool for us, which is great. Back when I had my website, this stuff wasn't available, which is why I had to buy traffic because I didn't have the stuff that people wanted that would attract the free traffic. You could get traffic in different ways by looking at, different things people look up, like how to save on gas or different ways to get better gas mileage or something like that. But we could see here, this will actually create the tool. Let's flip over to Canvas and say, now make the tool HTML, please. And it'll make that calculator for us in just a super simple way. And I think it'll even go out there and figure out like, oh, here's a map app to tap into or something like that to get the results, which is really, really cool. Making these things is really good and it works like crazy. All we have to do is think about what people want. Here's one for the mile per gallon type stuff. Or we could see they're looking for different miles per gallon on different cars and things like that. This is the kind of systematic content that AI shines at. And we can even say, what is the value of getting a new car that gets better gas mileage or whatever it is. Lots of things there. And you can get creative with your keywords. Like I could go over here and type something in like better gas mileage like this. Hopefully I spelled that right. And you can see how to get better gas mileage is 700 searches a month. So there's like 700 people a month who are interested in getting better gas mileage. And you can see there's different apps, things like that that are working really well as well. And I think gas prices are supposed to go up or down pretty soon, which means there's going to be some news items, which means if you were to make an app or a tool, you could do a press release, get a bunch of traffic that way, and drive these things in a very deliberate way. Here's one for oil and gas. I'm not sure the rankings on this, but it looks like not so much about what we want. So we would probably stick to the get better gas mileage and stuff like that, where we can create all kinds of social media content and tools around this niche to get people in. It's not that hard to get traffic here. And of course, with my niche, with my website, I just bought traffic. So we know there's no advertisers. We can buy that traffic. As long as we can make more than 5 cents or 10 cents per click, we're good. And I'm going to show you about how that works in just a minute. Now, again, when I bought traffic, it was risky. I was spending, $100 a day or something like that on traffic, which means I had the potential to lose that money. So we got to look at this like a business and get smart about it. If you're tired of all the fluff and you're tired of the videos that are like click 4 buttons and get rich, AI just paid your bills, let me know. Say, I want some real stuff. Show me the real deal. And if you appreciate the real deal, smash that like button and let me know. Now, Gas Buddy is one of the examples that's making a bunch of money. So let's go in here and let's type gas prices niche. And we're going to take a look at this and make some apps and things like that. Fuel transfer was another one. You have button energy. That one was a weird one. I didn't really like that. But we can see here that some people are saying the ad revenue in this market can be pretty high if you do it right. Now, the idea is point A to point B marketing. This is how I made money in this niche. What I did is I had what I call a break-even offer. So when I was paying, I think it was like 2 to 7 cents per click. So when I was paying 2 to 7 cents per click, I had an offer which was a zip submit offer. Zip submit means you get paid when they put their zip code in a box. That's all they have to do. They don't have to opt in. They don't have to do anything. They put their zip code, boom, we're ready to go. We see this a lot in mortgage offers, different local offers, things like that, where what happens here is, let's say you have someone that is looking for, gas rewards or gas credit cards or something like that. What they're doing is, instead of doing gas credit card, which is an expensive click, right? So to get best gas credit card, the advertisers are paying $2 or more. I'm guessing if we just did gas credit card, it's probably even higher than that. So $3 a click on that. And if we go to SpyFu and look at what they're paying here, so let's do gas prices near me. We know that's nothing. If we do gas credit card, now we see it's $4.08. So here's why zip submit offers work. Now, disclaimer, some zip submit offers are shady as can be. Some of them are like not even good. Some of those like get a free gift card stuff, those are not good ones. Don't do those. However, there are some good ones that are based on mortgages or gas prices or something like that, where what happens is they're saying, well, if I have to pay $4.08 per click on Google, wouldn't it be better just to give someone $2 if they put their zip code in a box to get some gas rewards credit card or something like that, right? What they're doing is they're saying, instead of just a click, I'm getting someone interested enough to put their zip code in to get this info, right? We see that with offers over here, which you can see on Offer Vault, like these ones here for gas rewards. Again, some of them are completely shady. Make sure you do your due diligence. That is your job as an affiliate marketer, is to do that due diligence. Now, some of them, like this one for rent to own, was actually pretty solid. What they're saying is put your zip code to find rentals that you can rent to own in your area. So instead of going to Google and buying rent to own traffic, which you will see is kind of expensive, what they're doing is they are going through and saying, well, instead of paying $1.40 a click, I'd rather pay $4 when someone just puts their zip code in the box, indicating they are interested. This is intent-based marketing. It shows intent. I'm willing to put my zip code. Boom, there we go. Now, when it comes to point A to point B marketing, what we have to do is we have to say, well, what is going to take them from the point A, I just want gas prices, I want to see what the local gas store has and how much it is, to, well, now I want an actual credit card. Well, here's the beauty of this. The beauty of it is some of these markets pay so much money that we don't need that many conversions. If we were to go back here and look at rewards credit cards, $8.80. So if we were to say, okay, well, let's say out of that, and again, this is showing what advertisers are paying, not what we are guaranteed to get. This is not a guarantee. It doesn't have any bearing on what you're getting. It does increase the amounts of CPMs on ads and things like that, but you're not going to get $8 a click. Now, the way this would work is what we're going to do is we're going to say, well, I could put some ads on there about credit card rewards. So what I would do is I'd have my website with all my apps, all my tools, all this stuff about gas prices, okay? Calculate the mile per gallon, calculate how much you spend a month, calculate how much you can save. Then I would have a post that is shown on all of these. All of these are going to have a little banner ad or a click call to action that says, get my top 10 tips on how to save money on gas. One could be get a new car, get an electric car. One could be get a rewards credit card. One could be try the gas price or gas fuel whatever tool, whatever it is, right? You're going to have this here. This is going to be your money post that will trigger the high ads and have the affiliate offers for credit cards. This is actually how I became one of the top credit card people for that year, was with this site. I was one of their top affiliates just by going through and showing people, hey, if you want to save money on gas and you're willing to drive over there for 30 cents, why don't you get a gas rewards credit card and get cash back every time you use gas? That was the idea, and it works really well. That's why you go to the gas station and they're trying to pitch their credit card because this stuff makes money. Now, when looking at top credit card affiliate programs, we could see there's like Barclays that pays up to $300 per lead. When it says per lead, what that means is it's per application. So they apply for a gas credit card. You get $300 whether they're approved or not. Doesn't really matter, right? Obviously, it does matter to the company. You don't want to send them junk traffic, but you get the idea. It's not on like a sale or they have to get a card and use it. It's just on the application. Luxury card, 180. When I was doing this, I was getting like 150, 1 to 150 per lead. And it was actually pretty small form. It was just, basic info for applying. Chase, $50, and on we go. That's why like every time I log into my Amex card, they're like, oh, you could get paid for referrals. That's what they're trying to do. What our job is to find the best one. So using AI, I can go out there and say, now find the best USA credit cards for gas rewards. Something like this. And it'll go through and it'll find them, and then I just match them with the affiliate offer and make content about them. Very simple. So here's one that does 3%, 6% on supermarkets. We have 3%, 5%. So the City Custom card, that's one that's really cool. And you probably see like this thing will be a lot. Let's do City Custom Cash Card. It might be kind of low for traffic, but we could do like Citibank, I think is what it stands for. Citibank Custom Cash, something like that. Citibank Gas, something like this. And you'll go through and you'll find where that flips. I find the best one is like Gas Rewards, Credit Card, or something like that. And getting creative with how this works, that's triggering 465. So we're seeing that number is going up when we start to do this. All I would need is content about gas rewards. Now watch how this works. If I do gas, let's do gas rewards credit card. I want to show you the flip side of this because it's insane, right? Now you have some advertisers here. let's say we wanted to go, we're going to go for the one that's not, so NerdWallet, right? That's the one that is not an actual credit card site, right? Like the others are like actual places, like Shell, that's a gas station, Discover, that's a card. So what I want to do is I want to take just this page alone. So I'm going to go to Ahrefs. I'm going to type in his page alone. I don't want the whole domain. I want just this gas page. So for this post alone, 6,500 visitors a month, down from a lot of visitors a month. So like a couple months ago, dude was soaring, and he was getting an average of 31, let's call it like $36,000 a month from one post. Now, again, are you going to get $36,000 a month with one post? No, you're not going to outrank NerdWallet. He's been there a long time. But can you make deliberate content about gas prices, put them to a post that is deliberately made to teach them about rewards credit cards, get them into affiliate offers and higher paying stuff? Yes, you can. We do this all the time. That is where you're looking at this idea of bridging them from the cheap to the expensive. How do I get someone who's just browsing something and say, oh, hey, the average person spends X amount on gas. And what happens is we could go through and we can use our tools for traffic getting, right? So if I go in here and I say, okay, let's open a new Gemini, right, like this, and I say, how much does the average USA person spend on gas per year? And this is where AI shines. Back in the old days, I paid people to make this content. I paid people to figure this stuff out, and it took forever. It was crazy. But now we're seeing this is crazy good. Like now, the average annual spending is $2,500. So what would that look like? Now, let's make a counter with, since you opened this page, average gas spending, or something like that. And it'll actually go through and make that counter. Now, you might have to flip over into Canvas, but looking at this is actually pretty solid. So now we're looking at the tools and the traffic. So monetization, we're going to do high-paying ads. We're going to do credit card affiliate offers, maybe some zip submits. I made a lot with those back in the day. Submit, maybe some email submit, stuff like that. Traffic methods, I am going to do tool, social media, maybe some SEO. I think there's some words we could get. I'll put them over at gotniches.com. I'll dive into this some more. We'll get you some info on how that would work and some keywords you can use that are not like gas prices in Miami, more like how do you save on gas or something like that. So SEO, we can also do tools. So we have tools, social media, SEO. I can do infographics about gas, and I can do save money tips. So I can have a save money site and then talk to them about how a gas rewards credit card would help them. Very specific, obviously make everything honest and good and focus on helping people. If someone's out there spending $10,000 a year on gas and this thing will give them, money back, that would work pretty good. I mean, I have an Amex card. I get thousands of dollars back every year just for spending on things I spend on anyway, which works really, really well. Now, the competition level is pretty high, but there are back doors. This is the key. Profit potential, I think, is off the charts, super huge. Audience size, everyone that doesn't have an electric car. Growth trend, I'm going to say stable to declining, because as electric cars get more popular, gas is going to not be as important. But, I mean, the average family is spending $2,500. Do the math. There's a lot of people still. Ease of entry with AI, I think this is super easy. Again, not guaranteed, but it is super easy. We can get in there and make these tools, as you see here. Halfway point calculator, that's pretty cool. It did a good job. We can go through and make that work and say maybe, now make it work for cities or something like that. All right, pretty cool, pretty easy. This tool over here that we were making, we can see the average person spends $6.71 per hour, per minute, per second. Cool. Now let's go to Canvas and say, now make the tool. Or we could even have one that's like emissions calculator or something, and maybe try to sell them electric cars or get them into interest about electric cars. And that's where this is going to flip over, where you're like, oh, we have gas rewards, we have electric car prices or something like that. And you can see here, 266, electric car buy, maybe buy electric car or something like that. And messing around with this is where you're going to see that flipper market, or you could do like Tesla dealer or whatever other electric cars. You could even put in like electric Ford, or cost to own electric car. And that's something where that would work really well. You can put social media posts where it's like, hey, the secret hidden cost of owning an electric car, right? That's the kind of thing that can work really well. Now, going in here, I would probably find words related to actually buying. Let's go to ChatGPT and see if it'll help. What are buyer words for electric car market? And we can see here how we're putting this together. And that's what I want you to get here. It's like, this is about putting together a business, not just, oh, here's my little website that makes money. You can do that. There are ways to do that. There's plenty of people that do that. But what we want to do is focus. So I could do like best electric cars 2025. Let's see how this one would work. Okay, electric cars 2025. There's got to be a word around here somewhere that you'll find. You just have to do the due diligence. Let's do like maybe we'll do best electric cars 2025, find the Google site, see what they rank for. So if we do, let's say consumer reports, okay, let's see what this ranks for, and that'll show us all the stuff that they're searching for. So now we have this here, best hybrid cars, that's the money word there. You know, you could do like the secret cost of owning a hybrid or something like that. And now you could see, yes, this is actually getting a lot of traffic. And these are things where you don't necessarily have to rank in Google. Like you could make YouTube videos about best hybrid cars or how to save money on gas and different things like that. And I think there was also a gas offer on ClickBank, and I believe it's the same one that I ran back with my gas website, and it showed them how to get better gas mileage or something like that. Let's see here, gas. A lot of health stuff. Let's do gas or car or something like that. Government cars. Don't know if it's still around, but there was one that was about miles per gallon and how to improve them. Yeah, I'd have to find that later. But there are lots of offers there you can use. And looking at this, you can even create your own. Like here's a little guide on how to get better gas mileage. You know, AI creates stuff like that fantastically. Now, going in here, let's see, there's our gas spending. That's pretty cool. So average spending per second. Now add a part of what they would get cash back per year with a 6%, I think was the highest, 6% rewards card. So that would be kind of cool. Let's see if it does that. And this is how you make apps that actually make money. These work fantastically. So now going through, it'll add that part in there. And then obviously you would just put links to your, I would put links to my money post or money page rather than just an affiliate offer, right? I'd want something like, click here to read about rewards cards. So look at that, cash back earned. So like that's in real time showing what they would get. Now have a link to my page about secret cashback secrets or something like that. Make it engaging. And then it'll go through and it'll have a little spot like, oh, hey, you want to get cash back? Get this. When I did that, I actually used a rewards card to get $10,000 back one year, and I used that as the plan. I was like, hey, using this card got me $10,000 back. It wasn't just gas, but you know, they're going to buy other stuff on the card, which is going to be pretty cool too. So we could see a potential annual cash back. There you go. So don't leave money at the pump. Make it red and black back. Red button, yellow text, black background on that part only. Let's see how that looks. We want to make it more engaging. And then this tool, you know, you could do like, how much do you spend on gas? Post it on social media, check the gas counter. People look at this all the time, like the US Money Clock, right? That was a huge site. I actually had a site in that niche that I sold the domain for a bunch of money. It was a really good one. So looking at this, you need to think about it like a business and think about, oh, these people are interested. Now, the cost per click, I'm going to say in this market, I'm going to say it's less than 30 cents. When I bought it, it was way less than that, so we'll just estimate high. Estimated earnings per click, I'm going to say in the 250 range when you're doing the credit card stuff, like that will convert really good. Obviously, it's not guaranteed. But, you know, based on this niche, that's what I saw with my site. So it works pretty well. And then, you know, if you're doing $100 per lead, usually on a good lead form, you'll get 1 in 50 to fill it out, 1 in 40 if you do really good. And, you know, if you get a lot of people to click stuff like this, it's going to work really, really well. The idea is to get traffic. Now, you will need a lot of traffic, but lucky for us, there is a lot of traffic in this niche. So looking at this, affiliate offer quality, 100%. The credit card offers work fantastic. Direct path to profit, yes, that's pretty direct. Gas prices, gas rewards, credit card, that works good. List building, I did not build a list in this. You can. I'm going to say 2 out of 5 because these people probably just want info on gas prices. Probably not super interested in opting in. Offer, can you create your own product? I'm going to give it a 1. I probably wouldn't. Expansion, no, it's pretty pretty set in stone. Personal interest, I could care less about gas, so we'll give it 2. But going through there, we can see, yeah, making these tools and things would work really well. And you can even say, what are some other tools I can put on my gas money saving website? And it'll go through and it'll give you ideas of how it would work. Maybe you could say, oh, hey, if you got a 6-cylinder instead of an 8-cylinder, you'd save this much, or whatever it is. Really going through and thinking about these markets is what's going to help. Now, again, a lot of money here in these markets. Flipping that market is really key, where we could do point A to point B. Hey, point A, not much money. Point B, lots of money. Understanding that is big. Now, understanding how niche marketing works is the biggest thing in 2025 dealing with AI, because if you understand that niche and that it's not just about SEO, it's not just about this one thing, it's about the whole package and building this out. Now, going through with this, I think it's going to be a good one. Let's generate the report, see what we got. We are seeing it is a 70%. I think it's a better one, probably 70% because of the differences in cost per clicks and the traffic competition. However, I think there are backdoor ways around that work really good, like social media content or making content about gas prices on YouTube or something like that. Making really good content that's going to help people save money is always a niche that works. This is evergreen. It's going to work really well. Now, over at gotniches.com, I will have this report. I'll have the keywords. I'll have the list of sites and all the research I did for this video. And over there, if you want to go to gotniches.com, right, like this, on the bottom, I actually put my 3-hour niche training. So if you want to see how I find these niches, how we get domains, how we build them out, how they make money, the whole 9 yards, you can go there and watch that. Highly recommended that you opt in as well so you can get the emails. And down at the bottom, you can use the niche tool here, just like I have, which is pretty cool. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this niche. Go to gotniches.com for the details, the report, and the whole 9 yards. Again, use everything the way that it looks. Dive in and build and grow. Start small. Maybe you could start small, get social media traffic, and then build it up as you get more tools and different things like that. Going through and building this is going to be really, really big. Check out the videos in the description for other niche markets. I go over a niche every Friday. And over at gotniches.com, you can see where you can be on our niche call that we have every Friday at 3, where we just answer questions about niches. It is awesome. It is over on Zoom, so you'll have to find the details at gotniches.com. As always, if you enjoyed the video, smash the like button, check out the videos in the description, and I'll see you in the next training.